Hello, welcome back again. Today we are gonna understand how to implement an access control list in a Cisco Packet Tracer. First, let us understand what is access control list. It is a set of a rule used to determine which user, system, or network traffic are granted or denied access to specific resources. Think of it as a digital guest list as a secure building. Why do we need it? Is fundamental to cybersecurity for several critical reasons. One being and security and protection. They prevent an unauthorized user from accessing sensitive data or a system. Another is network and performance. It improves overall efficiency by filtering out unwanted or malicious activity at the entry point. There are other several more reasons. So first, let us understand how we are going to implement it. First, this is our PC, which is in our 192.168.10.0 interface. This is in class C IP addresses, and these two PCs are connected, which are connected to the switch, is in class A IP addresses, which is 10.0.02. So we are gonna need a router. Why do we need a router? Because these two PCs are in a separate network. So in order to have a communication between them, we are gonna need a router. Simply and using an hub or a switch won't work. So router main purpose is to make a bridge between these two different networks. And switch obviously router has a limited number of ports, so switch has more ports than a router. For that reason we are going to use that. And another is switch connects these two PCs which are in the same network, and they use a MAC address and a logical address. So for this reason we are going to use an switch. And what we are going to do is basically we are going to configure an ACL, which is configure, deny, and permit. So out of these two PCs, one will be able to communicate with this PC and another won't be able to communicate this, because we are going to block them. Okay, so now let us go to our packet tracer. So let's go to our packet tracer. First let us identify our components. First we're going to need a PC, more PCs, right? So PCs, okay, more PCs. Wait a minute, let's do this, let's do in a new. Okay, now let's configure in PC, which is PC 0, PC 1 and PC 2. And what we said earlier is this is going to be in a different network and these two are going to be in a different network. In order to make a communication between them, what we're going to need is an obviously router. And in order to for this to these two PCs which have the same router we are going to, which are in the same network, we are going to connect with the switch. So let's connect them with a wire. Let's connect them with a wire. Okay, now let's name name this PC first. PC, let's give this a name Ben, which is in Ben, okay, which is 192.168.10.2. let's give this a name this, and let's give a SAM 10.0.0.0. sorry, let's give this a 2, and this RAS, okay, we're gonna do this 0.0.0.3. these are gonna be an IP addresses. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna configure an IP addresses for the PC. For that, come to click on the PC and go to desktop, and IP addresses. What you're going to do is we're going to configure an IP addresses for them, which is 192.168.10.2. okay, and if you click on subnet marks, it will automatically generate, as this is in class C and IP addresses. So this is gonna be 255.255.0, and default gateway always put in 1 at the last. So now for PC1 SAM, what we're gonna do is 10.0.10.0.0.2. for do this. This is a class A IP addresses, IP address. So for this, do one default gateway will be this, and for class A IP addresses, our subnet max will be 255.0.0.0. okay. Now come at PC to RAS, go to desktop, same process, go to IP addresses for this .0.0.3, and this will automatically come, our subnet max will automatically be generated, and for this default gateway will be 1. Now what we just did is we configure an IP addresses for the PC. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we are gonna configure a router, because router is a key part over here. It plays a key role over here. For that, come to router, go to CLI. Okay, so for configuring a router, first what you have to do is enable, and we have to come in config t, and after we did config t, now we are inside a configuration command. Okay, so for now you have to configure first understand this, this configuration is in Giga Ethernet 0/0. For this Giga Ethernet 0/0, do interface, type interface gi gigabit Ethernet, Ethernet 0/0. Oh, sorry, 0/0. Interface for Giga Ethernet 0/0. What we'll do is first we'll shut down this interface. We'll shut down this interface. Once you shut down this interface, we are gonna assign an IP for this interface. How we are gonna assign an IP for addresses? IP address is like IP type IP address 10.0.0.1. This will be this will be in 192.168.10.1. okay, 10.1, and this subnet max for this IP addresses will be 255.255.0. So what we just did is we assign an IP addresses for that interface. So we assign an IP address for that interface, and after that do no sort down. Once you do no sort down, no sort down, then this interface, this just turned red, green. I mean, it turned red from green. That means you have assigned an IP interface for this, which is 192.168.10.10.1. Why didn't we assign 192.168.10.0? because that is a network address and this is our host address, and this will act as a default gateway for our PCs. Okay, so now again for this, now once you do exit, now you come back to config d. Now what you did it was for this interface, it was 0/0. Now what you're going to do is we are going to do 0/1, which is on this interface. So for that, do interface, just press the upper key, okay, Giga Ethernet 0/1. Now do for 0/1. okay, for that do this similar, do no do sort down, so doing sort down is not mandatory, but I highly recommend that. It is in good practice. So after doing sort down, what you're going to do is you're going to assign an IP addresses, which is for that interface, like we already discussed, that is in class A IP address, so it will be 0.0.1. okay, and IP address for the subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0. Now you assign an IP interface for 0/1 gigabit in the Ethernet. Do this, do no shutdown, that means active. Now your 0/1 is active, interface is active, which we did shutdown earlier, now is inactive. So now do exit again, then cancel out. So now your configuration of a router is complete. So now what we are gonna do is, now we are gonna configure is an access list. So see, as you can see in the screen, everything is in green. Now what we are going to do is, now we are going to practice an ACL, which is configuring deny and permit. For that, again, go to router, go to CLI, right, to enter once. So what you're going to do is press enter again and enable. What you're going to do is enable, right, config t. Now what you are going to do is, we are going to configure, what we are basically going to do is, now we are putting this to PC in access list, and we are denying and doing permit. Now for that, go to command, and what you're going to do is access list 1. okay, so access list, what access list does is, this is a standard ACL. okay, what is it? Checks the source IP. It just checks the source IP, and 1 is an ACL number, access control list number. So do deny, type deny, and deny host 10.0.0.2. we are gonna deny this PC 1 SAM. We are gonna deny a SAM. okay, so once you do this, again access list 1. Now what we're gonna do is permit host. We're gonna permit Raj to communicate with our PC bin. okay, so once you do this, press enter. Now in where we are doing this is interface. This is an giga, I think let's do gigabit Ethernet 0/1. Yes, gigabit Ethernet. Yep, this is case sensitive. Ethernet, oh sorry, gigabit Ethernet. Now we are doing permit and deny in this interface, in this interface. okay, so that's why we wrote in command about giga Ethernet 0/1. and what we are going to do is, now what you're going to do is IP access group. I don't think you need IP access I don't think you need an IP. Okay, wait, access group 1 in. Yep, so what basically this does is, it is saying that now follow the rule of an ACL, and what in command does is, in command it checks the traffic entering the interface, entering the router by this interface, our 0/1 interface. So basically in work is that. Now press exit. Once you go there, now you're gonna now you have implemented an ACL. Now you have to check whether our configuration worked or not. Come to command prompt and do ping this is SAM. So our SAM should not be able to communicate with our PC bin. okay, so what we're going to do is 192.168. okay, let's do by PC bin. That will make more sense. So .0.0.2 sorry, ping So basically our PC bin should not be able to communicate with our PC SAN. As we can see, we got our first command, which is request timeout. That means basically it is not able to communicate with that particular PC, that network. So our deny configuration worked. So what we're gonna do is, now we're gonna check for our PC RAS, and as we have permitted to communicate with our PC RAS, okay, let's do that again, and it got reply. As you can see, it is you can see replying from 10.0.0.3, and yep, our packet was sent 4 times and received 4 times, and loss was 0. So our configuration worked. So this is how you configure an ACL access control list in Cisco Packet Tracer. I will give all this command in this video's description, and you can check out in my GitHub as well. And you can get an PKT file, PDF, doc, everything on my GitHub as well. And my GitHub profile link is also in my description. So